Hey everyone, so we're just getting ready for our concrete pour. Today, as you can see, we're all pretty much, we're done. We're done with our rebar mesh for the upper floor. And we're just getting ready for our concrete. I'm just gonna fill you in on a technical point with regards to some of the clamping we use for our columns and our beams. So the best way to kind of clamp your columns or beams is to usually use at least a 10 mm rebar as compared to using an 8 mm rebar, as you can tell from this size here, because this may create a problem when it comes to municipal approvals. Because the thing is that the 8 mm rebar, you have to check, it depends where you live, for example. But sometimes 8 mm rebars aren't actually 8 mm rebars. Even if the consultant tells you that on the drawing that, you're supposed to use 8 mm rebars. If you're buying 8 mm rebars from a factory, they're not necessarily 8 mm rebars. Because they in fact could be lower than 8 mm. And there may not be a standardization test in the municipality. So, for example, in the UAE municipality, there is a test for 12 mm rebars, from what I've heard, if I'm not mistaken. But there kind of is a standardization for 12 mm rebars. But anything below is not. It's not standardized. So, 8 mm is, if a consultant's telling you to use 8 mm, the thing is 8 mm, it's going to be lower than 8 mm to begin with. So it's better to go for the 10 mm option, so that at least you're close to 8 mm, so that at least it's at least more than 8 mm, 8 millimeters, right? So that is something that you need to be careful of when you're making in your construction, is to use the correct sizes and make sure that it doesn't affect your approval from the municipality or from the city or whatever, or whichever body is responsible for approving your construction method.